Darling, you.
Good afternoon, everybody. Today is going to be a very special video that I've been wanting to do for a very long time, and I've been modding my vehicle since about when I was 17, so it's been about almost 3 years since I've had this truck. For those of you who are just first-time watchers of the Upshift Z71 channel, this is a 2013 that you're looking at. It's specifically a Chevrolet Silverado 5.3 V8 engine. When I start listening to mods here very shortly, I'm going to be going over from what I did first to what I did last. I'm going to be including the cost of how much that part cost and then the labor. At the end of this video, I will be totaling up all the price of how much I've put into this truck to this day, because this truck is not done at all. If you guys watched my previous videos, you know that I'm not anywhere near close to being done with the Silverado build. Now I'm going to be picking up another build here very shortly, but that does not mean I'm going to be ending the build of the Silverado, because this is still my first truck. So let's begin with the exhaust. I was seeing a lot of my friends here at school having loud trucks, people with straight pipes, performance mufflers, glass packs and stuff of that nature, and I wanted to be more like that. I wanted to have the sound that their vehicles had. I have a V8. I wanted to really show that I have a V8 opposed to sounding like I had a 4-cylinder or something really less like an electric car, because the stock muffler that was actually on my 13 Silverado was so big and quiet, like you couldn't hear anything. Like you could be flooring it and you would not hear anything coming down the road. So loud pipes do stay live, so I really wanted to express that with the Flowmaster mod that I put on my truck. So if you look under here, you can see that I have the muffler there. It's just a Super 40 series and it's the stock piping, just the regular piping. Everything's, you know, stock besides the muffler. I paid 90 bucks for the muffler, and then I paid $100 for the labor. Now these mirrors do extend, but you have to manually pull them out like this. There's nothing automatic button or anything that you can press to actually have them extend. There's no heat or anything inside this at all. There's no turn signal. It's just the simple product of the mirrors. I didn't want to waste a lot more money on other features that I really just don't need. The only thing they do have is just a small like mirror tint to them, which looks cool. It's kind of like the rear view. It looks a little tinted. Well, probably just because I have a tint in the back window, but that was stock. And yeah, I like the look of these so much better. It's really mainly for the look. I don't necessarily tow anything. As of right now, I might get a boat, but yeah, I like just the look of these. I really like them better than the old stock ones that I had. They were just the generic, you know, like rounded mirrors that you get on every single car. So I wanted to set apart a little bit. And then the top part, you know, like the best part about having this top mirror being so big is that like if I'm on a straightaway road, you can see like the mountain way off into the distance behind you. Like you can see on the top of all the cars behind you, because my truck is also lifted. I love these tow mirrors. For the second thing that I did with these tow mirrors was that I put on a Rough Country 3.5-inch suspension lift. It's just a spacer in the front. It's not one of those cheap eBay lift kits that break and people get really hurt or even lose their lives. This is actually a name brand lift, Rough Country 3.5. To the next mod that I got for my truck, and that was a body lift. I got a Zone 1.5-inch body lift, and it was only actually, believe it or not, it was only 150 bucks for the parts. And then for the labor, it was around $250. So that's $400 right there for adding 1.5 inches of more height, but it made all the difference when I first got it. I didn't want to go around and be like, oh, look at me, I got a 0.75 inches of a lift. Like, that just sucks. I wanted to make sure I had set at a 5, and I know Zone has more of a better reputation than Rough Country, so I wanted to make sure that I went with the best parts available and get the highest lift that I could out of the body without going with the 3-inch, because the 3-inch is way too much for me. I didn't want to show that big gap. Like the gap I have now under here is enough. So you're looking at $450 for the body lift. Eventually, like, I just bit the bullet and I bought new tires and wheels. Now they weren't new, but they were used in great condition, by the way. They were chrome American racing wheels, 18-inch. So I did go 1 inch above my stock wheels at the time. And then I went to a 33-inch tire. I went to a 33 by 10.5 BF Goodrich KO original tires. Now there was a good amount of tread on them. It was okay. I did want to buy them for the tire. I wasn't really a fan of chrome wheels, but I said, hey, you know, they got the 33s on them. This is a good price. I paid $380 for those, and then it was $150 for the mount, balance, and alignment. And they came with the lug nuts and everything. Like, that was the price with the lug nuts. I bought them used. The wheels weren't bent. The tires passed inspection. Everything was good. And I actually had to buy new tire sensors and stuff. That was another $170. First set of wheels and tires that I had that you can see in my previous videos, I spent $700. Once I got those humongous 33-inch BF Goodrich tires on my truck, that I got under there, sanded all the places down, put primer over it, and then I put rubberized undercoating, and it's been holding up great. And that total, I think I spent around like $160. All right, spray painted and sanded down anything that needed to be done with the front suspension components. If you look at the frame, the whole frame has been done. The rear axle, I did that whole axle if you want to see that. And including in that, I also painted the entire exhaust, but that looks so much better black. After running those tires for about a year, the BF Goodrich ones, I wore them down to a good point, and I knew, hey, like, I'm starting to squeal around on the roads and stuff. I knew it was time to sell, and I wanted to get new tires. I didn't know what I wanted to get at the time, but I knew that I wanted to get new wheels as well. So what I did is that I sold the wheels and tires after I bought these mud terrain tires. I actually spent $150 on the full set of 4. I knew this guy gave me a good price on them all, and you know, I bought them. There wasn't any patches, plugs, or anything, so I bought these mud tires. Then, you know, I said, hey, I need to get wheels, so then I bought these Pro Comp black wheels, and I love these wheels, by the way, and I only spent $537, $150 to get the tire sensors moved, mount, balance, and alignment. That about does it for the mods of these trucks. These truck whips I got, I actually have a couple more spares at home. I actually got these free from a good friend of mine, so those were free. And the only other payment is what I got on the inside of the truck, and that is my satellite radio. I have a recurring payment. I have some deal going on right now, so it's about $5 a month, but I must say it's worth it. You can get whatever genre of music you like. Didn't expect anyone to come down here. Spare tire here. I just bought this like $10 bike lock, if you want to consider that a mod. I don't think I'd really consider that, but I put that in there so I can easily get the spare tire down, because my body lift didn't actually let me use the spare tire. Okay, so for the inside, what I forgot to mention is that the first thing I actually really did with the truck was buy the seat covers. I think I spent about $90 for all of them total. I think I went with the front two first. Well, actually, no, I think I bought the whole set for $90 total. So there you go. And then it was like $10 for the steering wheel you see right here. I want to total everything up here on this calculator that I have to make sure I don't make any mistakes if I added that up in my head. So the first thing I said before was the $90 seat covers and the steering wheel, so that's $100. And then you're looking at $190 for the muffler. That's labor and parts included. I'm going to include the price. When I say the price, I'm going to say that's with the parts and the labor. Okay, and then with the tow mirrors, you're looking at $200. And then the lift, $400, $650 for the suspension lift. And then you're going to add the $100 alignment. And then for the body lift, I spent $150 and then $250 labor. Okay, and then the rear bumper brackets, which they actually, you know, they charged me like $100 just to put those on. It was ridiculous. Okay, so after the rear bumper, it was the wheels, which was $380, the first set of wheels that I got, and then $150 for getting the work to get them put on, alignment, mount, balance, and everything. It's $170 to actually redo tire sensors and everything, because I actually sold them when I sold my stock wheels. $170, that was all the cans of paint and the other tools I used, like sandpaper, to be able to get to the spots I needed to know. It probably would have been like 3 times the price of that if it was actually an older truck, like 10 years old, maybe more, because I would have used a lot more paint and a lot more sandpaper and tools possibly. Especially if it was lower, I would have had to use like a lift and possibly get the stuff that I can just lift in the air a little bit. Tires, $150, black wheels, $537, mount, balance, and alignment, $150. And this is the first time you're gonna see it first before me, okay? 2, 1. That is the price that I've spent on mods so far on my 2013 Chevrolet Silverado. You guys are seeing it first before I see it. Now I'm gonna look at it now. Holy basically $3,500 into this truck. Now I look at that, I'm like, wow, I would really rather have an expensive ass lift kit for this truck. Like, I'm saying like a Skyjacker or a BDS lift for this. I did not expect to have spent that much on my truck, but I guess that's the truth. So, you know, I bit the bullet on those things, and now for my future build, I'm gonna know that I'm gonna be spending a lot of money, but it was worth it. I must say that I'm okay with this. I'm not mad over it or anything. I'm glad that I put this much into it. So that's it for this video. That's what I spent on my truck. If you guys enjoy this video, hit that subscribe and like button. It really helps. Have a good night, guys. Take care.